Hey, 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 what's up, everybody?
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
Absolutely. Thank you all for tuning in to another episode of your Saturdays mornings best podcast crew where we're just real people.
Hey, dealing with real issues.
Absolutely, absolutely. So tell somebody
To tell somebody,
that Josh and Sharon is on with another episode of Let's Conversate with Josh and Sharon. So what's up, Sharon?
hey, nothing much.
How's life treating you?
Hey, it's treating me well.
Absolutely, absolutely. Are you excited about what's getting ready to take place today?
Hey, I'm excited. How
Man, I
about
think we
you?
have something very power packed getting ready to go down today.
Yes, it is.
So, what are we talking about today?
Hey, today we're talking about what is your money mindset?
What is your money mindset? Yes, let's set your mind for the money and the money for your mind. Sharon, who we got coming on here today?
Hey, today we have a special guest from Empowered You Podcast, AJ.
Absolutely. AJ, we are ready for AJ. And I know the world is ready for AJ. AJ, are you there?
I am here. I am here. I am here. How you guys doing? How's it going?
Man,
Hey,
we are
we're doing great.
doing marvelous.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
Marvelous,
Love it.
marvelous, man.
Love it.
We are just so excited to have you on, man, and to be a part of what you got going on, and just the colliding of the best
Come on. Come on.
in podcasting and video streaming, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I think
Come
we
on.
got everything covered.
Yeah, you got to
today.
name it all. You got to name it
Man,
all.
listen, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know, you will know by the end of the podcast that this man right here is power packed, full of knowledge, and we're not gonna waste no time. We're gonna get right on in this thing. Absolutely, absolutely. So, AJ, what's cool, man?
Man, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How's everything over there in Tennessee?
Oh man,
Hey, it's going
we're
well.
doing well, man. So, what the weather looking like over there in Florida, man?
Come on, man. You know they call it the Sunshine State. It's the
Oh
Sunshine
man,
State,
so
man. So it's sunny and feeling good right now. So we
the,
can't
the,
complain.
the sun is out.
The sun is out. It's out.
Yeah, yeah. I've been outside today, so it's so I've been outside today, so the sun is out. It's a good day, man. And
It
it's
is.
a little cooler here than it is in Florida. I can imagine now.
Okay.
Y'all.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's late August, so y'all still sitting with them record summer temperatures over there.
Yeah. I would agree. I would
Yeah,
agree. Literally from your door to your car, you're sweating already.
Oh man,
Already.
from the tub to your dresser drawer. Hey man, so listen, so the folks are ready to just be enlightened,
Yeah.
with all the knowledge that God has blessed you with to
Yeah.
come on to share with us. And we're so excited about it, man. And we're not gonna waste no time, man. And we're gonna just get right to it, right?
Yeah,
Right.
let's do it.
So
Let's do it.
Sharon, again, what our topic is.
What is your money mindset?
What is your money mindset? So if I could just really just propose a question right here to you, AJ, my question would be, how do you get someone, right?
Mhm.
Let me paint the picture if I can.
Okay.
How do you get someone that has been for the longest time unintentionally working to pay bills
hmm
when they have the necessary funds to
Okay.
be able to save or to be able to build emergency funds? But it seems like every time they get the money in their hands, it seems to just disappear. It
Yeah.
falls through.
Yeah.
So how do they? A twofold question there. How do they allocate their money to work for them?
Yeah. That's a great question. But before I begin, I definitely got to say thank you to you and Sharon, great friends and family, of course, of ours, and just so excited to be sharing this platform with you. I always say, anytime you have someone willing to open up their doors and share their space with you, that's a blessing and an honor, and one that we don't take lightly. So greatly appreciate you guys for that, and glad to be on with you this morning. I guess to jump in and answer the question, I think one of the biggest things is, people will always start, well, AJ, they'll always say, well, AJ, where do I start? Where do I begin? I feel like things are falling through the crack. I feel like I'm not making it.
Right.
And really for me, and how I have always approached it is, one thing I've understood is that there is a problem with money.
Right.
Okay. And the problem with money is that it doesn't come with an instruction manual, right? Think about it. Everything that you do, everything that you buy comes with an instruction manual, except for your paycheck, right? Which is the thing that's supposed to sustain us in life. A lot of times doesn't come with instructions. And so what ends up happening is for most people, they get resources, because that's what money really is, right? A resource. They get resources, but ultimately they end up being lost with where they can go. And so for me, every time I sit down with somebody, it's really three focuses that I have. Number one, I believe that everyone needs to get a financial education, right? Like I think you got to ask yourself this question, right? Like, when is the last time you took a money 101 class?
Wow. Good.
Right? Like a literal course on, like, here's what I'm supposed to do with the money. So I will always start there. That's always going to be step one. We have to educate you financially because there's just a lot that people know, right? And we perish due to a lack of knowledge. And so knowledge is power, and knowledge is everything, especially when it comes to your finances. But then the second thing I'm going to do after I educate is I'm going to help someone put together a financial game plan, literally a roadmap. Like, here's where I am, here's where I want to go, and then what exact steps do you need to take to get there? But I think number three, which is the biggest one of all, so after you've gotten educated, after you've received the financial game plan, I think the biggest one is a financial coach.
Wow.
Like, you need someone sitting down with you, kneecap to kneecap, that is going to help you through the process, help you through the journey, educate you, give you the game plan, but then walk with you to make sure you're getting to where you need to get.
Absolutely. Now, what I want to focus on here while we bring my guests back in, having a little financial, a little technical function going on. Okay, he's going to come back in. So, you back with us, AJ?
I'm here.
Absolutely. We had that little mic feedback the whole time that you was speaking, but we wanted you to get that point out because that was a very important point. Now, where we left off at right there, where you was talking, I was getting from that about the financial coach, and I was thinking about the GPS system. And when you have a GPS system, you set in a destination for where you want to go, right? All right. So when you set in a destination for where you want to go, it calculates you a route that you need to go on, right? And
exactly.
People need that route calculated, right? Mm-hmm. But along that route, there are going to be things that come up that might redirect you, or whatever the case may be, or set you on another course. So, explain to us why it's important to the GPS system is representing a coach to me.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
that's
coaching you along the way. Yeah. You got a destination where you want. We all want to have $1 million, right? That's the destination. Can I paint the picture? We all want to be successful. We all want to have, the final things in life. Some people want to be rich. Some people just want to be comfortable. I'm one of them people that just want to be comfortable. I'm not really necessarily trying to be rich, but I want to live, a victorious life.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But you can want something all you want, right? But there are necessary steps that you have to take to achieve that. And you have brought up about having a coach. So tell me, what's the benefit of me having a coach versus me trying to do it on my own?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think the if I was to sum it up in one word, intention. Right. What the game plan and the financial coach is going to do for you is it gives you intentional, right? You're approaching. Now, we all know life is life, and we all know that things are not perfect. You're going to set a plan. I think scripture tells us in Proverbs, right, that many are the plans in a man's heart, but it's ultimately the Lord's will that prevails. So we all know that we're going to have plans, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't plan. That means that we put the intention out there, but we also understand that things are going to happen. But here's what I always say, right? If you don't have a goal and a plan to actually get there, you're actually like a ship at sea with no destination. I mean, really think about that. Imagine right now dropping a ship in the sea with no direction. God knows where that boat's actually going to end up. And so if you don't have the actual education, if you don't have the game plan, if you don't have a financial coach, then a lot of times you're not going to get to where you want to get to. I mean, think about it. If you wanted to get in shape right now physically, you'd probably go what? Get a physical trainer.
Absolutely.
If you wanted to get your health together through eating, you would probably go get a nutritionist. So there's a
Right.
coach for everything, but one of the main areas that we tend to not get a coach for is in the area that matters the most, and that's our money. So that's why we
Right.
need a financial coach to set that
Absolutely.
intention. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, listen, it just made me think about something that I said to you the other day. If you allow me, I like to interject myself in there for
Come
a
on.
minute.
Come
If
on.
you're looking, AJ, for you a physical trainer expert to help you
Uh-huh.
get the six pack that you so desire to have,
Come on.
you already looking at a trainer right here.
I got you. We
You
got
see this
to.
right here? You see
we
all
gonna
this right here
connect.
I'm working with right here?
We're gonna connect.
Don't do yourself like that.
hey, we're gonna connect, right? You
Right.
gotta start from somewhere. You gotta
So,
start from
so
somewhere.
speaking, so if you will allow me to weigh in, to go into another segment here where you say you got to start from somewhere, it leads me to think about somebody that might be in their 40s, might be in 41, 42, late 30s, or maybe early 50s. That say, yeah, AJ, Josh and Sharon, I hear y'all talking and all that stuff sounds good, but my window of opportunity have passed me by, and and I don't feel like I have enough time to achieve any of that. What do you say to those people that feel like that their window of opportunity have closed and they don't have the time to save or to build up emergency funds and stuff like that?
Yeah, great question. I would say this to that person. Number one, you're still here, right? And if you're still here, I mean, we think about all that we've went through in this country and in our lives for the past 2 years. Just the simple fact that we're still here means that there's purpose, there's destiny, there's something yet for you to do. And so I would always start there. Like, don't ever feel like it's the end road. If you're still here, that means God still has need of you. So I would always start there, right? Because our faith drives everything. But then to me, financially, what I would share with you is start from where you stand. The biggest mistake that people make financially is they say to themselves, when I, so when I get the raise, when I get the bonus, when my tax return comes in, when the blessing arrives. So it's always this like win situation. But the problem is we all know life is life. We don't know when win is. You know what I mean? Right? We don't know when win is. And so with that, I think what you have to learn to do is, start from stand. So I can understand if you say to me right now, well, AJ, I don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars. I don't have hundreds of dollars to put away a month. But my question would be, do you have 25? No. Because here's the thing. Most people don't realize that savings is actually a habit. Absolutely. And for most people, you just don't have the habit right now. That's not a bad thing. You don't have it. Most have a spending habit. We don't have a savings habit. So really, a lot of times what I'll do is people will say, okay, well, great. Then let's work on saving 25 a month. They'll go, well, AJ, 25 a month, it's not going to get me rich. It's not, but it's going to create the habit so that we can come back at a later date in time and say, okay, great. How's that feel? Man, I feel good. I'm excited. Man, it's growing. I mean, I have more than I started with. And then, can I put away more? Can I save some more? Because now the habit has been created and the excitement comes from the habit, right? And until you have that habit, you're not going to put the actions forth to get what you desire to get, the results that you're looking for financially.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Sharon, you got a question for AJ?
Yes. For someone in the struggle, how do they redirect their funds to set them up for success?
Great question. I know some people right now, you may feel like you have more month left at the end of the money. You know what I mean? You get to the 24th, 25th of the month. You're like, oh my goodness, I still got another week to go. But I kind of feel like I've ran out of cash, right? And so to that person, I would say this, right? You need to evaluate some things.
Right.
It's not about the money, because a lot of people get caught up in the money. But here's how I would paint this. If you were making $100,000 right now, but you were spending $99,999 of it, what are you? You're broke.
You're broke.
At the end of the day, even though you could be making $1 million right now, but if you're spending $999,999 of it, you only got $1 left. You're still broke. So it's not always about the income. Once again, going backwards, it's about the intention. So I would share with that person, what is your budget? What are you spending money on? Where are monies being allocated? Where's money going? A lot of times, I believe for a lot of people, we have what I call UFM. right? Most people have UFM. Josh,
Right.
UFM is unidentified flying money, meaning money's coming in, money's going out the door, no idea where it's going. And what I've always loved about you and Sharon is you guys have always had a complete awareness and understanding of where every dollar was going. Because once you know where every dollar is going, you're gaining back control, and then you're realizing, man, I may have leaks. I may have parts of my life where I'm losing money. Think about it. Most of us right now, and I'll share a personal story. One day, my wife and I, this was a couple years ago, we were like, man, what are we doing? Man, where's our money going? And so our bank account that we had at that time had the ability for us to be able to like pull a report. I kid you not. That month, it was the month of October. We spent $947 eating out.
Wow.
And here's the crazy thing. It wasn't even good food. It was like fast food, right? Running through the gas station, getting snacks, all that stuff. And so we didn't even realize that we had a leak. So really, it's gonna be about starting that budget and really looking at where are the dollars going, and then being able to establish a plan from there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, we're back with you, AJ.
Yes, sir.
All right. So listen, right here, I wanted to go back to something that we were talking about earlier. I wanted to go back to, and I want you to go into further details about the 25. If you saving this to graduate to this, with the mindset of getting into a routine and a habit of saving a little to save more. And also I want you to spin from that and talk about the importance of redirecting your money to things that's needed versus things that's wanted. That way you can free up those assets to be able to, to accomplish, financial freedom.
Yeah. That's a great question. I'll say it like this. Broke is a temporary condition. Poor is a mindset.
Absolutely.
And so the beauty of it is that broke can be fixed. That just means we got to make adjustments. We got to figure out a strategy. We got to identify where you are. We got to look at the budget. We got to see, okay, are there any leaks? Where is money going? Also, too, we got to look at, okay, how do we help you make more money? So all those are part of that. But if you have a poverty mindset, now we have to do a deep internal work, because there's something in your belief system that believes you don't deserve, you can't make it, you can't go to where you need to go to. And so really, I think it's ultimately starting there. That's why that financial education is so important, because we have to show you, hey, this is possible. Hey, you don't have to live like previous generations. Hey, things can change. Hey, you can develop, you can grow, you can mature, you can reach new heights, you can win financially. So once again, got to remember, everything starts in the mind first. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he, right? So what's your thinking, right? What's your thinking? So at the end of the day, when we look at it, I think that's a big part of it. But then too, and you hit on a good point with the second question, is really evaluating ultimately, why are you doing what you're doing?
Absolutely.
We don't realize that for most people, you're spending money that you don't have to impress people that don't care.
Good point.
That's true.
You're spending money. I'm going to say that again. You are spending money that you don't have to impress people that don't care. Everybody is in their own situation, going through their own thing with their own struggles. Believe it or not, they're not worried about you.
Absolutely.
But what ends up happening is you're the one stuck with the bills. You're the one stuck with the interest. You're the one stuck fighting every single month to pay for things that you honestly don't need, because you're not willing to have delayed gratification.
Break that down
If you
to us. Break that
right,
down to us.
delayed gratification. Be willing to do today what most people won't, so that later you can do what most people can't.
I have a saying there for that right there, and my saying is, I rather suffer now to live later
That's good.
than to live now and suffer later.
That's good. That's so good. But that's the
Yeah.
truth, right?
Absolutely,
That's the truth.
absolutely, yeah.
That's the truth.
And most people don't want to suffer now. And I was talking to you one time, and we were talking, and it's funny that you brought up about how people spend, and some people they'll try not to admit it verbally, but it's the truth. We do a lot of things that we do because we're trying to impress others.
Yeah.
Some people say, "Well, I'm not trying to impress nobody. I'm doing it for me." Well, no, you're doing it because you want to be seen. Let me
Right.
tell you one thing. I had a BMW, and nice one, a 750, and had the 22 rims on it and everything. And one thing I noticed about driving that car, when I first got that car, and this was in my ignorant days, but I could spell my truth, and and when I first got that car, the first thing I'm thinking like, boy, yeah, wait, did they see me roll up in this hill?
Come on.
You know what I mean? It's gonna be on and popping, on and popping. But as I drove that car, I come to find out, AJ and Sharon, I come to find out people do not really care about your materialistic things like you think they do. You can
They
pull up
don't.
at a traffic light, and you might pull up at a traffic light, and initially the man in the car, the woman in the car beside you might look a glance and say, "Oh, okay," and think to themselves, "That's a nice car." They might give you the thumbs up or whatever the case may be. But from the minute that light turns from red to green, and
They're
before they
gone.
cross one intersection to the next intersection, they're looking at the next thing. They're looking at a building. They're looking at the next light up ahead. They're looking
That's
at what
good.
road they got to turn on. They're not no longer
That's good.
Of a second thinking about what you're driving when you stuck paying them $400 or $500 payments, on a 60, 75, 82-month term, to impress somebody that really don't care about what you got.
That's it. That's it. We don't realize that our wealth is in our debt.
Wow.
Our wealth is in our debt. I mean,
And
think about it.
I get it. If you don't mind, let me just say one right there.
Yeah.
I really get that. Our wealth is in our debt. And if we get rid of the debt, we get our wealth back.
You get your wealth back. I mean, ask yourself this question. If you're listening, right? If you're listening to this podcast right now, ask yourself this question. What would life be like if you had no debt?
Wow.
So think about what you're making right now. Think whatever your income is. Imagine if that was coming in every single month and you didn't have to pay anything else than the water bill, light bill, get you some food and put some gas in the car.
Good. Now, your question was, what would life be like?
If you had no debt.
If you had no debt. Now, before you answer that, we're going to take a minute right now to do these announcements.
Come on.
On the other side of these announcements, I want you to come back and I want you to touch right there. I want you to, log out and come on back in, get free refresh. And then
I got you.
And to come back in on the other side of these announcements, and I want you to start right there. Then we're gonna touch on, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna touch on some other things. We got so much to talk to this man about, and we just can't cram it all up in one show. We're gonna have to I don't know, we might have to make this a mini series or something because this man is so knowledgeable. But AJ, we'll be right back with you, brother.
Got you, brother. We'll see.
Absolutely. So listen, everybody, this show has been so action-packed, and we are just so excited to have our dear friend on here. But right now, we're going to move on to these announcements, and we're going to talk about the new Chief Cornerstone over in Winter Garden, Florida. If you're in the Orlando area and you're looking for a good church, the new Chief Cornerstone, Winter Garden, Florida, at 820 South Park Avenue, Winter Garden, Florida, where Dr. Corita James and Pastor Norman James are the pastors. Listen, when you go over there, tell them that Josh and Sharon sent you. New Chief Cornerstone. Who else we got? This is Sharon. All right. New Hope Church of God in Christ at 303 South University Street, Murfreesboro, Tennessee, 37130. Where the leadership there is none other than Pastor Anthony and Lady Graham. And we just love this church. We love these people. If you're looking for a place where you can call home that doesn't mind giving God some praise, you can stomp your feet, clap your hands and just get in the presence of the Lord. New Hope is your church. And when you get there, you make sure you tell Pastor Graham that Josh and Sharon sent you. New Hope, Church of God in Christ. Also, while we're at it, we want to just thank those that are always supporting us. My dear beloved Auntie Sonia Mathis, we thank God for you. Who else we got?
Katasha and Mike.
Yes, Pastor Davenport. Amen.
Yes, and
Mother Gainey.
and my sister Ruth and Michelle.
Yes, all you all that's in Facebook land and that's out there, that supports us, and we just thank you all that continue to support us over and over again. So listen, without further ado, we're gonna bring our guest back in. AJ, where you at, man? Bring him back in. Bring this man back in. Yes, AJ, we need him back in here. We done had him gone too long. AJ, are you there?
We're here.
Come on, man. So listen, on the other side of that thing, we was talking about, just as we got ready to go into those announcements, we were talking about if you did not have debt. I don't want to mess it up. I want you to just take it and give it to the people how you were feeling it before you went off air.
Yeah. So the question that I want you to process right now, take whatever income, wherever you're at, whatever you got going, and ask yourself this question: how would life be if you had no debt?
Man.
If every dollar that was coming into your home right now, every single month, all you had to do was lights, water, groceries, gas in the car, car insurance, things like that. But you were not having credit card payments and car notes, home mortgages, that you really could live a lifestyle where you could really begin now, number one, being a generous giver, but then at the same time, right, being able to build wealth and build legacy for you and your family. And so that's why I always say that our wealth potential is in our debt, because really, what would it be like if that $500 you were putting in every single month into that car note, you were able to put it into a savings or some type of investment or something to grow for you? And so ultimately, really, we got to start reprogramming. And once again, going back to what? Delayed gratification.
Absolutely.
If I can live right now like most people won't, eventually in the future, I'll be able to live like most people can't. And getting rid of that debt will be one of the easiest ways for you to get to your wealth building position that you desire to be in.
So what it really boils down to is just changing our mindset.
It's always the mindset. Always the mindset.
Our mindset, and here's where I feel like a coach will also play a very important role in this, is that a coach will help you if you have forgotten or don't know how to decipher between what's important and what's a need versus what's a want.
Yeah.
Right. We did a show one time and we covered, needs versus wants.
Yeah.
You need a car, but you want a payment. Right.
I like that. That's a good way to put it.
Right. But you don't have to have a payment. You can settle for a cash card, but you can suffer now to live later. Yeah. Right. And too many of us, I think that the problem is if we could stop trying to live now and just go through the suffering and the growing pains of, paying off whatever debt there is, stop recurring debt, and downsize a lot of that debt. That way we can get our wealth, right, back up out of the debt. Am I making sense with what I'm trying to say?
You're making total sense. You're making total sense. And it really is a mindset, because if you continue to care about what people think, you'll never build wealth.
Wow. Good one.
If you care about what people think, you'll never be successful. If you care about what people think, you'll never grow. Now, I'm not talking about counsel.
Right.
I'm not talking about getting wisdom. That's not what we're talking about here.
No.
What I'm saying is
the flashy stuff.
Yeah, like you gave the example the other day. I was getting the car the other moment. I was riding the car, and when I pulled up to the red light, and I love how you said, by the minute that light turns green, they have forgotten about you. They have moved on.
Moved
right?
on.
And that's not a bad thing. That's just reality. We have short-term memories.
Absolutely.
So all the stuff, because I remember I did it. I've bought cars. I've bought clothes. I needed a belt. Let me go get the $300 belt, because when I walk in the room and they see it on my waist, they're gonna know I'm somebody. And literally walked in the room and nobody said one thing about the belt. I said, well, I could have went and got $20 belt kept it moving. I'm just trying to keep my pants up, right?
Right.
So I think it's those moments of reality and having that mindset shift to tell yourself, you know what, what's really important here? My family's future.
Absolutely.
That's what's important.
So basically, you know, what it all comes down to is just that you have the tools, you have everything that you need for your wealth building. You just got to be coached. You know, if you can figure it out, hey, kudos to you. But if those that have been struggling for year after year and wondering like, man, I make the money, but it keeps falling through my hand. Why am I not able to get ahead? And if we really take a step back and look at our world, you know, I often tell people this here sometimes too, AJ. You know, a lot of people always say, well, you're on the outside looking in, you don't know my situation, you don't know my story. I disagree with that to an extent, that thinking. And I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
You ever thought about when you be walking along downtown, wherever you live, and where all the buildings and all the glass is that, the glass windows and everything, and you walk by and you stop for a moment and you look inside of a department store through the glass from standing outside. For standing outside, you can see the whole landscape of that department store, right? All the 5,000 square feet of retail space inside that store. Every aisle you can see this person down this aisle, you can see the next aisle, or whatever the case may be. And you could tell if they go down this aisle, what they're going to see when they get on this aisle, and then what they're going to see on this aisle. Versus the person that's actually in the store that can only see the aisle that they're on at a time. But they have to go the aisle to go to the next aisle to see what's going on. So sometimes people from the outside can see your situation better than you can. Yeah. And I said that to say is that's why it's okay to have a coach to come in. And not necessarily always tell you something that you don't know, but they can reassure you in something that you do know. You have these funds. You already know you have the funds, that you should be more successful than you are. You should not be living paycheck to paycheck. But sometimes it takes somebody to come in. Talk on that a little bit for us.
Yeah, you know, it's the 30,000-foot view concept, right? I mean, you think about when you get in a plane, right? You can see a lot from a totally different perspective of what you would call vantage point. When you're in it, it's hard to see it. So when you're in the struggle, it's hard to see how you're going to get out. When you're not winning, it's hard to see how you're going to figure out the way to win. When you're in the fight, it can be difficult. Like, for example, you know, I love boxing, right? I love boxing and mixed martial arts. So I'm always watching that. I'm always taking that in. And one of the things that you'll always notice is that's why they have what's called a corner. And what the corner is doing is the corner is calling out what they see, because the boxer is in the fight, right? The fighter is in the fight. So you need a corner. You need someone that can see the whole picture so that they can actually be able to guide you the right way and help you move in the right direction.
Total agreement with that.
Yeah.
So it's just very important that we allow, you know, there's a concept say it takes a village to raise a child. Yeah. You know, you might be the parent, but it takes a whole lot of people. It takes the school teacher, take the bus driver, take the coach. It takes the neighbor down the street. It takes to bring up a child in the way they should go, right? All right. You can take that same concept in your finances, right? It could take a village, right? You know you have those funds, but if you invite, you know, a financial guide in, you invite, you know, a planner and somebody to your pastor in to help you pray over making better decisions. That's a village, you know, to help you, you know, redirect your not only your funds but redirect your mindset even about funds. But listen, I want to leave.
Let me say this to piggyback what you just said real quick. One of the biggest things too you have to realize is get rid of the shame, because we've all made mistakes, we've all gotten it wrong, but the mistake a lot of times that we'll make is we'll keep trying to fake it like we're okay. So we'll keep putting a nice wrapper on a bad present. You know what I mean? Like we don't like the scenario, but you know what? I'm gonna dress it up and make it look pretty. I'm gonna you know, smile and tell everybody I'm okay, even though I know that I'm struggling. I'll never forget something that I was told years ago. We were in a tough situation. I was at a church service, and a lady walked up to us. And said, Need does not have a look.
Hmm.
Need does not have a look. And that
Right.
shook me at my core. She goes, he looks good, but he has a need. And so ultimately, if you find yourself in that situation, don't be afraid to share. Don't be afraid to be open to really be able to get to where you're looking to get to and get the help that you need.
Absolutely, absolutely. And another thing, blow me up there. Another thing I wanted to, touch bases on with AJ is I want him to, man, this man is so good, and he's just bringing in just so much knowledge to one show. And I promise you all, this show is not doing him justice for all that he can give us. But another thing I want to touch bases on with him is about life insurance, because I see too many times where people plan for everything in their life. They make plans to do this, they make plans to do that, but it's too often that people do not plan for what happens to their children, what happens to their family after they depart from this world.
Yeah.
We plan to save money, make money, and do all this stuff, but sometimes we don't plan for what our final expenses is going. And I was just letting the people know, that you also deal with life insurance, and
Yeah.
and you stress how important it is to have this coverage and have this life insurance, because your family, your children, it matters to everybody. So give us a little bit on that.
Yeah, a lot of times we see life insurance from the wrong perspective. Most of the times what we do is we're like, okay, well, we need some money so we can put you in the ground. It's so much more than that, right? It's income protection. At the end of the day, every single one of us represents income to our family. I get up every morning, Lord willing. You guys get up every morning, Lord willing. The listeners get up every day, Lord willing, to do what? Go to work.
Absolutely.
So we can make income to do what? Take care of our families.
Absolutely.
So if God forbid something happens right now and I don't make it home, the only thing that doesn't change is those bills. And so it's important to make sure that we're not leaving our family. I say it all the time. Most people are going to leave their family bills instead of a will.
This is true.
That's true.
Right? Most people are leaving bills instead of wills. And so taking some time out to get some life insurance protection on yourself is really protecting your income and protecting your loved ones. Here's why. Life insurance is one of the greatest wealth transfers that you can get. Here's why. Every other asset or money or property or whatever it is that you leave your family will be taxed except for the life insurance.
Wow.
So let's say you had 200, 300, 500,000, $1 million of life insurance. If something were to happen to you and you passed away prematurely, right, your family would receive that benefit and would not have to pay any taxes on it. So now they can pay off the home. Now they can make sure the kids go to school or college without having to take out student loan debt. Now they can make sure that there's an income in the house that if somebody needs to take some time to grieve, they don't have to worry about running back to work. So
Right.
all of that truly matters. If they want to start a family business, whatever the case may be, all of that matters, because what we have to stop doing is we have to stop having to call the church and asking them to do it for free, or asking the pastor, can we use the building, or doing GoFundMe's and doing fish fries and having to go on the online and ask people to give so that you can bury your loved one. That's not what should be happening in that
That's
moment.
not
What
cool.
should be happening is you have the freedom to grieve, but then at the same time, you know that your family is well taken care of as they move forward. And we don't realize that literally for a cup of coffee a day, right, not doing that could actually put you in position to put some great wealth building opportunity for you and your family through life insurance, which is important because we all know at some day or time we will transition unless we're here when the Lord returns.
Absolutely. And then it's important to do this stuff, because there's a thing that I like to talk about when life happens.
Yeah.
Right? Bring that up. When life happens, we need to be prepared when life happens. Well, not only just in, death or whatever, even going back into what you was talking about with the saving up to 25 here, and 50 later on, and, getting yourself used to saving this money, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But when life happens, bring the image up over there. When life happens, you can deal with life happening with a headache, right?
Yeah.
How am I going to deal with this? How
Yeah.
am I going to recover from this? I don't have anything saved up. I've been living from check to check. And usually this stuff happens to people that's doing that, trying to put on before people and buying cars that they cannot afford, stuck in high interest payments. They stuck in everything. They got everything going on. They don't have an insurance policy saved up. When they leave here, their family got to do fish fries and to raise money to bury them and all kind of things. Or you can go through this real issue thing when life happens with all these things that AJ talked about and take these necessary steps and understand the difference between a need and a want. Then when life happens, you'll be more prepared and able to deal with life as it happens.
That's so good. That's so good.
I'm just saying what I'm saying. I ain't preaching.
Come on now. You were getting there. You were getting there. I was waiting. I was waiting. But it's true. It's true. You know, life will present real issues.
Absolutely.
And it's just part of life. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. It doesn't mean that God doesn't love you. It's just life. And so at the end of the day, what are you doing to prepare for it? What are you doing to make sure that you're in a position? I mean, we clearly we saw it a couple years ago with the pandemic, when everything was shut down and people couldn't go to work and you couldn't trade and you couldn't move out your house. I mean, literally, there were certain parts of our country where it's like you couldn't even go outside if you wanted to. And so really think about how much stress was created because you didn't have money coming in. But imagine if the pandemic hit and you said to yourself, you know what, honey, we're okay. We have 3 months saved up. We have 6 months saved up. We have 12 months of expenses saved up. We'll be okay. I mean, yeah, would we want for more to keep coming in? Absolutely. But we know that we don't have to panic,
right?
Because we have reserve and we have things in place. So part of that planning really does bring peace as you're able to go forward.
Absolutely. Yeah. Listen, man. We can't get it all in one show.
Nah, we can't.
But it has been good, man. AJ, you are the man.
Oh, we appreciate it. We appreciate it.
We have to call out one more time, man. And actually, as many times as we can to make this happen, because knowledge is the key. And knowledge is success. Knowledge is power. And, you know, you can never get enough of that because people need this knowledge that you're experiencing on a day-to-day base, you know, to get through this life, man. So talk to us. Tell my people how they can find AJ.
Come on. Well, hey, once again, thank you so much for having us on. It has been an absolute pleasure, man. It's always a joy whenever we get together. And just to let everybody know, we get together all the time offline as well. So it's not just online, but it's offline as well. Excited to just be connected to this great couple. But once again, my name is AJ Pierre. You can locate me if you're one of our young crew, right? And you are on Instagram. You can find us at AJ_empowered. So you can look us up, connect with us there, send us a direct message, and we'll make sure we get connected with you. You can also find us on Facebook as Abdias Pierre. That's ABDIAS, last name Pierre, PIERRE. You can also reach out to us via email. Once again, it's my first name, ABDIAS, period, PIERRE @gmail.com. Shoot us a message. Once again, we'd love to connect with you. And then also you can reach us at the Empowered You podcast. That's where we get on and we kind of share more of our thoughts and our perspectives and looking to help individuals be educated, equipped, and empowered. And so we're really excited about all that's going on and all that we have in store. So once again, thank you for having us on.
Absolutely. Yeah. So AJ, man, listen, man, we're going to say farewell to you for now, man. And we're going to hook back up again.
Absolutely.
Man, we're just excited about every time we hook up, man. But we really appreciate you. And thank you for coming on and talking to our listening audience. And thank you for allowing us to, you know, be on the list for your audience to hear us.
Absolutely.
As well. Absolutely. Man, so listen, until next time, man, we will see you, brother.
You got it. God bless y'all. We'll see you soon.
God bless you.
God bless you.
All right,
everybody. Listen, like I said, man, that brother right there, power pack.
Hey, he always come packing.
Man, that man don't play, man. That man is so knowledgeable. And I'm glad he's on our team and we're on his team.
Yeah.
And we're just excited about what God is doing. Listen, you guys, any mistakes in this show, whether it been audio, video, anything freezing up, y'all pray with us, and you know, and God continues to bless us, you know, that we can get more advanced equipment, because we have a message that has to go out before God's people. And we're
That's right.
determined to do so. And we thank God for each and every one of you that supports us, that pray for us, whether you support us by prayer or you support us by your thoughts, finances, and everything. So, you can reach us by way of Cash App. What is the Cash App?
Let's conversate.
Mhm.
$ let's conversate.
Absolutely. And we also have a P.O. box. Everything is listed to reach us and to contact us. And we're excited about the things of God. And we're just going to keep going forth with this ministry. And hey, there it is.
I know, right?
What do you think?
Hey, it was awesome.
Awesome. You good?
Hey, I'm good.
I'm good. So you guys, until next time, we're getting ready to get up out of here. Until next time, deuces. Just in that. Yes.
Bye.
Bye.